Hey everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. You know it's Tuesday, 8 o'clock. It's your girl Keita. We're keeping it real with Keita. So today we are going to discuss part two of the child support. Talking about child support again. So make sure that y'all tune in. I do have a special guest. We finally found a man to come on the show to talk about this topic. So I would like everybody to tune in if y'all can possibly and like, subscribe, and share the video out to others as y'all do. So we do have Natalie, my returning guest as always, and you might as well say my co-host. And then we have Mr. Ralph. He is our special guest tonight, and he will be letting us hear it from a man's perspective on the topic. They gave you a thumbs up, Ralph. Can you see the comments? I'm not sure if you're able to see the comments. Okay. So
No, I can't see the
thank you for
comments.
coming
Hello,
in,
everybody.
Susanna. And so we do have a man's perspective. So I would like everybody to please tune in and join the topic. We have one in so far. So we're going to wait on a few more to come in. So before we get started with the topic, so how was your day today, Mr. Ralph, since you are our guest?
Today was wonderful, and I can see the comments. I had to click on comments, so I can see the comments now. And thank you,
Okay.
Susanna, for the thumbs up. Um, had a wonderful day at work. Came home, had a wonderful steak dinner, and I have good company. So everything's going good today.
Okay.
Great,
That is
great.
good. Steak
Oh,
is always
horrible
nice.
traffic. Horrible traffic.
The traffic is pretty horrible. Do you work far from your home?
Not relatively far due to the traffic. If I could get on the highway, it'd be literally like maybe 14 minutes. But taking the street way because the highway's so bad now, the streets are getting bad. It's roughly a 45-minute drive.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sucks. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I understand that. Dealing with
How was
traffic.
your day?
My day was okay. Busy. I stay busy doing authorizations. It's a lot. We have one of our co-workers missing. Um, so she's missing. So we picking up a lot of the slack of all the work. So we staying busy pretty much right now. So that was it so far. Traffic was horrible. I ran my daughter to the BMV when I did get off, and I guess everybody just impatient and about to get in accidents. I was like, oh goodness. Or they don't know how to drive or drive too slow. So it's like either or. But I'm glad to be back home.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Well, at least if you stay busy at work, the day goes faster.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
It did. It pretty much did. So how was yours, Natalie?
Productive. It was nice. I had actually an interview today. It was a company I had interviewed with before, but the position was a full time, and I'm not trying to do that. See this? See this? I want to stay halfway that retired. So
Mm-hmm.
I wore that, and we discussed the position, so they asked me, said, "Well, what are three things you could have if you could have?" I said, "I'm semi-retired. I'm not changing that."
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have a plethora of knowledge, and I'm willing to share it to you for even way less than what it's worth. Just so I'll be doing something. I said I could do 3 days a week, and this is I can help you on this side of the table or that side, or even both. So I know this is a full time position that you're looking to fill. I'm not trying to do that, but please give me a call whenever you do. need somebody,
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah.
available. If I'm not, and then I just was thinking about it. Marquita just told me last night. She said, "Why don't you just go and offer consulting?" I said, "Well, dang, that I had never thought about that. So that's something we're gonna have to check that out. Maybe that's something I can do in that way.
You sure can.
Keep me busy enough without, having me locked in."
Yeah. To pay some decent money too. So
Well, yeah, but I won't get in trouble with Mr. Government, and I ain't trying to change my stuff right now. I like it like it is.
mm-hmm.
My camera is generic. Y'all camera's looking good. I got glow.
Wipe off your screen in the front. It just look a little blurry. That's all. Wipe off your
You
screen
need a little bit of vinegar.
yeah.
That could be it up. Now that's a little bit too dark. Hold on. I don't want y'all to be able to hear Steven Seagal on the TV. Okay,
What,
work with me here.
you turned the light out?
Girl, I thought that might have helped, but don't that did not.
Just wipe your screen off. It should be a little bit better because it was when you first came on. It was good.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was
Well,
blurred. Mine was
it
blurred
is
light
way.
until you came on, so I don't know if it has something to do with when you
Right.
focus
I'm
on
like,
light.
I'm liking this. But if I gotta work with the computer because it don't let me see if I get big. The computer don't do well with it.
No. It makes her sound like she's in a fishbowl.
Edit audio. No. Not bad. I don't know how to make it big, Nikita.
It's just what it is your halo you got over your head is shining bright and messing
It's
up.
too bright. That's it, huh?
That's all it is.
Okay, hold on. I'm no. I done got this. Let the people come in. They're gonna say, "What are they doing?" I said, "What are they doing?" We trying to get it together. I'm looking at you, and I'm looking at Ralph. Y'all just as clear. I'm looking like The Shining.
I'm on my computer though, so
Yeah, I get a great picture on the computer. Just y'all can't hear me.
yeah.
Bing, bing. Let me see. That ain't much better, is it? Nope.
Mm-mm. I don't know why it like changed a little bit because you were fine at first.
Hold it.
So I tried the detox shots. Oh my goodness, it's nasty. But I drink it anyway.
Ginger, lots of ginger.
Ginger, turmeric, three
Yeah,
lemons, aloe vera, apple cider vinegar, and a little cayenne pepper.
that's
Did you put?
perfect. What you mean? That ain't nasty.
Oh my goodness, it's gross. But I hold my nose and I gunk it down anyway, but it's gross. And you can taste the cayenne pepper. I said, ooh, it is spicy on top of it. Yeah.
You
Hmm.
didn't put
But
no.
it's gonna work. It's gonna work.
You didn't
Yeah.
put no honey in it.
No, it's day two. She didn't say no honey. So I just take it just the way she said do it.
Honey just takes away the bitterness. That's all. The nasty taste you taste, and just the honey takes it away.
Yeah, so I just drink it like that. I just hold my nose and drink some water afterwards. So
Is it shots or is it a whole drink?
I drink a shot because I'm doing it like for the whole week. So it's a
I'm gonna
shot.
say if you warm it up, it's a little better.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Warm it
warm it
up?
up, put a little lemon in there with some warm it up, and but
Hmm.
like I said, that's a drink. Like it'd be like a tea almost.
Yeah, yeah. So I said,
I'm
I
having.
guess we're gonna see. But I'm gonna finish it. I think I got like another day and a half to go. So
You'll see the results quick. Keep at it, and now it's also your diet too. Like you can't be like me eating no steak and then eating that, and drinking that, and thinking you about to just detox. And the steak got to break down and all.
oh no,
But if you
no.
got a nice little healthy diet, lots of vegetables and fiber, and you take these
Mhm.
shots,
Yeah,
yeah, you see results real quick.
yeah. I had a salad today. So I did make a homemade pizza, but I got a salad. That was my dinner. So
Sounds
My,
good. Sounds good to me.
yeah.
I
And
don't.
I'm missing my walking today. We did walk yesterday, got 3 miles in.
I
So
need, I need to do something today too. Well, I work physically at work, so I never miss out on a workout. But
mhm.
I don't know. I need to
It's
start.
always good to just walk though. I don't know where she went to. Did she go out? She going out, come back in or what? Okay, so we are about to get started. She'll pop back in there in a few minutes. So so our topic again, like I said, we're talking about should women have to pay back child support if the man years later finds out the child isn't his? So we talked about briefly about it last week, and now I do have a male in here, and I want to get his perspective on this topic. So, Mr. Ralph, since we already talked about it, I'm gonna start off with that one first, and would like your input, your opinion.
Okay. Before I state my opinion, I want everybody to know that I am a man who actually put himself on child support when I had my very first child. So I do have a very unique perspective because I don't know a large percentage of men who have even done that. And I stayed on child support until the passing of her mother late last year, but it was still 18 total years. I never denied her to go down and raise the child support. I told her, go right ahead if you want. I
Mhm.
did way more outside of child support while still paying it. Never had a problem paying it. Utilized my rights when I had to, which I really never did. And I, I I promote child support for men who don't have a co-parent that they can co-parent with. And so, with that being said, my perspective is, yes, I do believe a woman should have to pay back child support if it's proven that a child was not fathered by the father that said be father on the birth certificate. I do believe at birth a child should be DNA tested anyway by the hospital itself. Um,
Mhm.
and if you think about it, not even just for DNA reasons to know the sex and gender, but for health reasons, because the times we live in with and it's nothing new. You know, the milkman or the mailman used to be some kids' daddies, but not getting too far down that rabbit hole. You know, just for health reasons. You know, if they do testing when a baby's in the womb to find out all kind of things that could happen, what's
Mhm.
so wrong with getting the blood when the baby's there to find out, health issues, determine sex, determine the father, and all that type of thing. Um, well, excuse me. With that being said, yes, the mother should have to pay it back. Um, and in reality, a lot of women have a problem with accountability, and that make them accountable for their decision, just like a man has to be. Um, I like to talk about the fact that women are not held publicly by society. They're not held really responsible for the prevention of them getting pregnant. There's more things out there to protect a woman from getting pregnant versus a man. A man only has three options: abstinence, condoms, or pulling out. That's it. Um,
Vasectomy.
or vasectomy, yes. Vasectomy, yes. So four, yes. And when a woman gets pregnant, I remember it was a time where I used to hear grandmother say, "You let that man get you pregnant." Now is you got pregnant.
Mhm.
Um, when a woman gets pregnant, whether it's by the husband or quote unquote baby daddy, the child is hers. When that baby get born, and even mother say it, this is my baby. So with all that being said, and all the responsibility weighing on the woman, or even society makes her feel that way, when the father is not known, or the father is, that situation happens, she has to be held accountable for her actions. It's 50-50 to make the baby, and it's 50-50 to raise the baby. So if you chose to do something scrupulous, or maybe you just didn't know, maybe you was having fun. And I do know a young lady like that who doesn't know the father of some of her kids, maybe one or two. But that falls on you. You're accountable for the decision you made. Just like a man is going to be held accountable as a father, whether he's in his life or not. If he can get put on child support and never get seen again, but it's still going to be in his coming out his check whenever he get a check. He's held accountable. So Sorry if that was long drawn out, but yes, I do believe that a woman should have to pay back every penny. Um, and I did take notes, Miss Natalie, last week when you had made a comment about that. I wanted to get some more clarification before I commented on it. You had said that a woman should have to pay it back and then find the baby daddy and make him. You didn't say make him pay, or no, you did. I think you said make him pay, or no, go after him. So I wanted you to elaborate on what you meant by go after him.
Okay, now if you know, I'm assuming because I'm a lot older. In my day, you pretty much knew it's either this one or that one. So if I don't blame this one and it's not him, yeah, by all means, I owe him. I owe him every dime that he didn't pay. And I need to, as straightforward or harsh, I'm going after him and giving him the blues about taking care of this baby that really in the back of my mind I really knew it's a possibility. It wasn't, but I'm just straight. They need to. I'm just not with playing that. I don't even think it's fair when a guy step up to the plate because he think it's his and then find out 4 or 5 years later that it's not. He need to be reimbursed for every dime, and I'm just with that. I'm with them on that. And women now, if a woman, I mean, you young, you especially they young, like I said, they playing and stuff. But if you playing and it's 3 or 4 need to be at the hospital, 3 or 4 need to be getting a DNA test so you can find out who it is. You are responsible for your actions, period. And it doesn't matter to me if it's a male or a female, because straight when y'all get together and y'all decide to do that, y'all know what the possibilities are. But I ain't with for somebody being railroad or I know a lot of guys that, later on down the line, and I'm with you. DNA test that baby when it's born. DNA, if it's 3 of them here to get it, let them have it. But do your best due diligence to find out who actually is the father. Yep, I want to find out. I want to know. I mean, and then don't wait till 10, 15 years later and you on the line of Fix My Life and you got to realize that your mama was loose. Or don't be mad because daddy don't want to claim it when he know if it was 3 or 4. We wasn't real. We out here playing. But when you playing, you run the risk of all kind of stuff. Don't play like that.
True. Or a Maury show where you got 25 different baby daddies and they still ain't the father.
Right Ooh. There. This society have to deal with these angry little kids, which they have a right to be angry, but
So how do you feel about, like I said, your comment you made last week? You said going after the other baby daddy, the one who's the actual father.
Okay, go after whoever it is. If it's 3 of y'all and you end up being the lucky one that's the daddy, that's who she need to be. We need to get some child support established, get some visitation established. But I'm one that money ain't always the total answer.
Oh, never.
If you can spend time with, if you have time to spend time with this child, build a relationship, teach this child something, nourish it and love it and learn it. To me, that's more, that would be, I'd rather you do that and have a relationship with this child, be it male or female, more so than money. I mean, that was just for my case. Let's just put it like that. Because financially, I got that covered and then some. Great if you can help me and it's not all on me, but that's not because you might not be in a position to financially do what necessary needed. I don't think there's grounds to keep you from that child either.
Well, my mistake, I was under the impression that you meant go after the new father when you find out who the biological father is, go after them for back child support. That was my perception of what you said.
Oh
So
no.
that's why I wanted you to clarify.
Okay, no, and I'm with see because yeah, we ain't gonna make it real easy just because it's a woman. You just sit up here and accuse 2 or 3 different dudes of being this baby daddy who it wasn't. So when you get it figured out who it is, nah, we ain't going back. We're gonna start from this day going forward. But don't just I done heard him. I done heard a little bit of everything now where the girl say, he's not who I wanted the baby dad to be, or he's not responsible either, but that's his child. He might not be today, but 3 years from now, he might be. That might make him grow up and be that man that he got potential to be. But then again, it may not, but we're not going to worry about it. If you're adding positive influences in the child life and you there and you're more than just there in the physical, you're there, I think that's better than nothing. But stand down. Too many of these women do too much. I'm so glad I didn't have a male child because it would be totally ugly. Too many. You can't force nobody to do nothing, and you they need to realize you're not running nothing like that. Lord forbid. Now I'm about to get a little left because if I had a son and I seen how some of these, baby, it would be ugly. It would just be ugly. I'm banning you. I'm putting a law on you. I'm using everything that's possibly out here. Don't come to my house. Somebody else got to drop the baby off to me because I'm not putting my child, my son, in in the midst of being caught up in your bull crap because you're not running his life. It's not happening. Man, I'm not gonna be 100% down with one of my girls just cause she's my girl when she on that bull. No, don't do that.
Ooh, so many are.
Yeah.
So many just
That
go
is
with
that is so true.
mm. So I have a question for both of you guys. I was over here thinking, what about, do you believe that the man should be able to sue for emotional damages to the woman upon just getting back child support and back money, attributed towards the child?
I
I
think that
do. I mean, I remember we talked a little bit last night, and I do because, like I said, it's not only the child that's not only the man, but it's also the child that's damaged because they're thinking one person their father, but they're not, and then come to realize this man is my father, and I never knew him. So I do. I agree with that.
I think it would probably be case by case because I'm thinking if it was this is homegirl and you just y'all link up, y'all that's what it is. It's a possibility. So don't just step there to the plate saying, well, I was the one knocking in doing this. I'm gonna accept responsibility of this because we were not in no committed nothing. We was just having fun. So just like and it happens, it could be yours or yours because we would right now this day and age they do it like that. So no, maybe for somebody in the past, if you knew I wasn't your girl or I'm your sneaky link or you my sneaky link, we know going in those. But I believe communication is the key. Now, I'm not going to sit here and not say nothing, but too many people do. Let's put it on, let's lay it on the table. We know what it is. So it doesn't matter because all it takes is one time really. So it doesn't matter. If you my sneaky link or we just, and there's nothing, don't assume. And don't get mad because you find out you might not be the only one I'm dealing with. I owe you nothing. You going in there knowing because you going in there with the same thing. This my friend. We, extra friend with benefits, whatever you want to call it. Man, she done called me now. She knocked up. I said, Brenda, she knocked up. Yeah, it's a possibility it could be yours.
Mm-hmm.
So you knew what you was doing. If you old enough to you wanna act grown, You can't take and pick and choose in what areas you want to be grown. It may be yours. I might tell you, I might look at the little girl and say, oh, it looked just like you. But it really ain't yours. It's somebody else's. I didn't know. I'm just going off of looks. We going off of, we don't know. But it ain't like I played you to the left. It ain't like I played you or did some crappy crap and trying to trap you. No. We knew what we was doing. And that makes it so we know what we're doing. And I'm thinking, well, dang, for be this one, I'm doing the math going back. It should line up to be him, but I forgot. I might have, crossed the line. So, and it's not him. I'm not viciously or maliciously coming after you, trying to put it on you. It's just it's a good chance that it may be yours. So let's DNA this one as soon as it get here, or as early as we possibly can. That way we can, weed out who it ain't. But I don't believe in a really bad math, because this is it. If you messing with a broad that get around like that, that's on you. She owe you nothing. You already know how she get down. You just want to get it because it's easy. You ain't got to put no effort in it. So, and especially if you going raw dogging on some stuff, it's a good chance it's yours. So what is it that she owe you? Nothing.
So if she communicates and lets you know she's sleeping with multiple people, and you find out you're not the father, you're saying that he shouldn't have the right to sue for emotional damages. So if no, listen. Okay. I'm rebuttaling what you said. Am I correct?
Okay, come on with it. Okay, because I'm stopping you before you get there. Okay, come on.
No, but am I correct? Is that what you're saying?
If you know.
Right. If she communicates and lets you know you're not the only one she's sleeping with, and she gets pregnant and you find out you're not the biological father, then you're saying that no, you don't have the right to have to sue for emotional damages. Is that what you're saying?
If you did not request a DNA test from the jump off, no, you don't. Because you knew going in the gate, this was not your girl. And y'all grown people doing whatever it is that y'all want to do. So, no, you went in knowing.
Okay. Now, you just went in knowing you was having sex with somebody who was having multiple partners. That's what you knew.
It's just as much your fault as it is hers.
Wait. So that it goes back to accountability and all that, right? But what if you don't know that there's multiple partners? What if she doesn't tell you she's sleeping with multiple people? Then she gets pregnant. Then she comes back and say the baby isn't yours. Now you done got all emotional, like you said. That might have been a life-changing experience where he's like, "Oh, I'm a man up. I got a baby on the way," and to find out the baby isn't yours, what then?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna ask you this. Did y'all have a conversation? Was this your girl? And you look at me and say, "No."
So relationship matters.
Yeah, if y'all was in a supposedly committed relationship, just you and this person, you're not aware of there's no third person. But if you move and slimy, if you move and grimy, what you throw out there come back to you. So soon as I'm just gonna, let me just be 100. If I'm in a committed relationship with somebody and that's what it's supposed to be, but then I find out he moving grimy, it ain't I'm not obligated to tell him nothing, but you just changed the game. If I am that type that feel like, okay, he changed the game, now I'm about to, if I'm serving you the same soup you serving me, ain't no foul. Don't do it if you can't handle it. And that's either party. I don't care which one, but you can't serve me this grimy soup and then get mad when I serve it back to you. I do this. No. But I mean, this generation and a lot of these kids, they move like that, or it's cool, and it's no, we getting down with whoever, and it's no. If you decide, if you grown enough to get down, you grown enough to know it's a possibility. If you ain't having conversations, because you come in talking about me, mom, this girl supposed to be pregnant, I'm gonna be like, was you the only one hitting that? You tell me you think, but you don't know. Did you ask her? And you tell me, well, no, you thought she thought. Only thing think is old fools and witches, dang on fools and son of a. No, you don't thought. You asked. You asked the question straight up, and they tell you X, Y, and Z. You got that to go off of. You ask the question straight up, and they don't give you no answer. You supposed to have common sense. Let me. All right. I'm gonna run on to the drugstore. I'll be back, and don't come back, cause right then and there, you with somebody that's playing games. And if you don't want to be mentally manipulated, you can fall back. It ain't all the other person's fault, and you going in there 100% willingly. That's just it. Or even with her, don't come here hooping and hollering. Is he? No, it this then. Did y'all have this conversation? Or y'all just linked up? Well, we just linked up. Well, he owe you nothing. And I would not for any male. Don't you drop a dime until you know it's yours. You start dropping these dimes before you know for sure. That's almost like admitting it that it's yours. It's a possibility. It ain't 100%. Let's be 100%.
Or even signing the paperwork, signing the birth.
Don't sign, Jack. Don't sign, Jack.
Because like a lot of them, like you said, the courts, they revert to, if you sign your name on that document, you're responsible for this child. So it's up to you to sit up there and pay that child support. And that's with just the courts alone. So yeah, it's a lot to come into play with all that. Whether she's out there, he's out there, whoever out there, it's just the fact that everybody need to be responsible. Everybody need to be held accountable for their actions, and handle your business. I remember I talked to you last night, and I was asking you, why don't they like to go handle their business when it comes to taking care of child support? And when you have to deal with court or anything like that. So I remember we talked about it, but can you go through it again?
Yes, I believe most men are just plain lazy when it comes to those things. I believe the fear of court, the black man in court in general. I didn't touch on that last night, but I thought about that at work today. A lot of men have never even been in trouble, but because of stories they've heard for hundreds of years, uncles and aunties, whoever, a black man in court, it don't bode well for him. And the third thing is, I'm an 80s baby, 83 to be exact. And I was going to touch on that with you about what you were saying, Miss Natalie, but most of us were raised by single mothers in the generations after. You're used to your mother, even if you didn't have one of the mothers that cleaned up your room after you, you're used to a woman taking care of your responsibilities to a certain extent. In my personal self, I had to come to a point in life in my 30s, even after being a married man, that I had to say, I had the mindset, no matter what I did in life, when I fell off, I could rely on these women in my family to help me get back on my feet. But it's also comes from a mother's nurturing care, feeling, I like to make the point of, when a woman's a single mother, she has to deal with a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, but also a lot of control and a lot of power. You throw that in with mothers who make their sons, their husbands, their brothers, their sons, the boyfriend, make them everything because it's unconditional love there. And so you have this toxic mix of emotions and drunkenness of power, and they feel like they have to control every aspect of their children, not just boys, children's lives, to make sure they're safe. And with that being said, your child grows up and you're wondering why at 30 or 40, they just ain't got it together yet. Why they hopping from job to job, going back to men, why this man just seems not to be able to keep a relationship with a woman or keep a job, or certain things that you think a man naturally would do, he can't do. Well, he didn't have a blueprint. He had an overbearing mother. He didn't have nobody. I like to tell women this. Think about a son when he grows up in a house full of women and he has a wet dream. Who he going to talk to? So when a man's processing his thinking and growing up about things, a woman can't answer from a man's perspective. She can only give her perspective of what she thinks a man should do. So when you tell that man, that boy, well, you're a man, it's your responsibility. You need to know how to cut the grass, do this, you know, if you ain't showing him and he mess up and you scold him for messing up, now what? You just set him back. So those are little seeds that are planted. Now you're cooking for him, you're cleaning for him. Well, let me fill out this application for you to get a job. Is anything you do, because men have to be shown and men have to do so we can learn. So by the time this man gets a grown man and comes with a child and gets put on child support, he like, shoot, he don't want to deal with it because he's used to not dealing with his own responsibilities. Now that's just one take I can say, you know, that a part of my life that I know I experienced somewhat in some aspect, and why I feel a big reason why I feel like a lot of men don't like to deal with child support. And like I said, the scary stories they hear. I mean, y'all have heard some. We're talking about it. We wouldn't be here talking about it if it wasn't true. I heard. The mother of my child, her uncle said he went to court, and this is back in the 70s, 80s. He went to court with the other father, with the mother. The other father said, it's my child. We got the DNA test. I want to take responsibility. And he was like, you know, I'm giving my rights up. The judge banged the gap and said, nope, you signed the paper. So when you hear these things as a man, it's just like, I don't want to deal with that. If it's easy enough, and then again, if it's easy just to pay her some money out of a check and maybe pick the kid up every other weekend, hey, I'm sorry to say, it's not. I'm okay in that. But for a man who doesn't have that want to be a father, who's willing to go through the grit and the grind of dealing with the woman, that's not trying to be a true co-parent, it's what they know. It's what they know to do, the bare minimum. You know, and if you look at the men from the 80s till now, most men just know how to do the bare minimum, but we weren't taught anything else. Only thing our mother could teach us was the bare minimum. But we're still men in a woman's eyes, and we are held to this level of, you're a leader, you're the king, you're this. We expect you to be able to do this. You take that same scenario and look at the women. Women ain't cooking nowadays, cleaning, sewing, patching some clothes. I mean, I can go down a list. It's a cultural thing.
That's true.
Not trying to get away from the point, but it's bigger than just why they don't want to go down to that court and deal with them people. I had a baby mama who didn't want to go downtown, and I told her she could. It's that, and her mother took care of a lot of her business. I mean, literally paid her bills. You know, at her passing, at her funeral, her sister was like, "Oh, I don't even know if my car." I think she said her car bill was due. My mama took care of that. Grown woman with kids. So, but she was a single black mother. You know, baby mama, make sure rest peace. I ain't trying to put her business out there like that. But she was a single black mother obsessed with being a mother. I'm gonna word it like that.
Yeah.
It's not only just men, but again, we're talking about men. I think that is a very, very good reason why men don't like to go down to that courtroom and deal with child support court. I teach men and tell men there is power going it that way, especially if it's not conducive with the baby mama, she ain't trying to be cool about it. You know, respect you as a man, respect you as a man first, and respect you as a father second. You know, and then respect the situation that y'all both got rights and it's both your child. Hey, like I said, I put myself on it because I had that situation. My baby mama 6 years older than me.
Yeah.
And she told me when she met me, I told my coworker, I plan on making him my baby daddy.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, when you find those things out and you're going through all these things with this woman, all these crazy things, and then you gotta think, if you're raised in a single mother home, you're raised from a mother's perspective of how she wanted to be loved by a man and what she thinks a man should do. So when that little boy who you was telling, oh, open up doors and do this, and you supposed to do this, if she got a kid, that's your baby. So now you get a woman who ain't exhibiting the image that your mother gave you, but you're still trying to do what you were told is supposed to be right. You're the one stressing. So then it comes to a breaking point. Do I even want to deal? Excuse me, real quick.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So again, you're dealing with all these stressful things, and going downtown dealing with child support is one other stressful thing. And it's like, you know what? She already driving me crazy. I'm trying to help her out. This ain't enough. That ain't enough. Then you like, she ain't doing enough. She ain't even doing what my mama did. You know what? It's easy just to say, look, here, take the money. I can baby her every other weekend. Whatever she want to do it. I'm tired. I'm done. But then you're looking like the bad guy, because in society, nobody looks at the mother. Nobody says, because we know some mothers that ain't fit to be mamas, but nobody,
Right.
as society as a whole, even especially women, don't look at the mother and say, why are you doing what? The mothers that do talk about women and say, shoot, I wish I had that. Or the mothers who've been single mothers for a very long time and just want to break. Those are the mothers that go, he could just come get the kids, forget some money. He just come spend time with them. I mean, just help me with school. Those are the mothers, but not the mothers who ain't got there yet. The ones who are happy to be moms, has this dream, this image, this false delusional reality, what they think it's supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's their baby. And they don't have to co-parent. They don't have to agree with the man. They don't have to do none of that. So what needs to happen is these single mommies that had these deadbeat dads need to go back and talk to these new mamas who got a father that's trying to be in their life and like, look, you can have either or. You can work with this man or deal with this situation. But that don't happen.
It far and in between, not enough.
Rarely it happens.
I thank goodness my kids
Thanks
is
for coming in. Lifestyles for Eric.
my kids did not have to deal with that, because first of all, I probably was one of the last generation where there was a 2-family household. So, and I did take from both what was needed to be, once I crossed that threshold and became a parent. Okay, I'm not depending on him, and I wish I would have made better choices, but we can make what lines up and on paper look like the best choice ever. Not necessarily is how it's going to play out, but I just totally believe, if you have, I'm not forcing nothing on you, but you have a relationship with this child, that's better than just monetarily. Money, I'm going to go to work. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to take care of us. I'm going to, there was a standard that I was raised at, so that I'm passing that on and try to improve it. And at the same time, yeah, I'm a single mother. Luckily, I had girls, but I had enough nephews that came from situations like that, but we would talk. See, that's it. We're gonna chop it up all day out. Let me give you some other things to think about it from a different perspective, what you could do different, this, that, and the other. So in that, and then even when mine was up the age of childbearing years, and we had a conversation, and I'm like, let me tell you this. Don't have no baby unless you know you're ready, because there's no guarantee. So, because you might be the one having to raise it 100% by yourself, 50% by yourself, whatever. Make sure you're in a position where you can be the best mother that you can be. I did lay the blueprint. Hey, I ain't got no problem. My mother said, you got this baby now, and there's a lot of things you won't be able to do, but your time will come back to you. Okay, cool. I believe it. That's it. So all my energy is into trying to make sure they are the best that I can give them, and lay out everything for them so they can be the best person they could possibly be. When it flipped back around and came time for me to live my life, I don't feel like I missed nothing. It was on hold. Now I can go and do any and everything that I think I want to do. But I'm not, stuff happens. Probably the same thing most of these other girls think. Oh, I'm with my boyfriend. We got a baby. We're going to be together forever. Hold on. Nope. No. And it wasn't just totally because of him. I had a part for no, but I'm not angry with him. You do her. If she's over there and acting a plum fool, that you her daddy, whoop her butt. I believe in corporal punishment. But if you just not that comfortable, you want to call me? Call me. I'm coming over. As long as we on the same page, I got your back. I don't have to agree with everything. I don't care nothing about who your next girlfriend is, this, that, and another. What I know for sure, you are not going to allow nobody to do anything to my child. I don't care. Your woman, your woman owe me nothing. I was never in a relationship with her. Now, if it's because sometimes we men and women we get mates that are just they shouldn't be around kids. But I'm gonna tell you, uh, if they totally out of pocket, and I tell you, being the daddy, and you don't fix the situation, I will. And it ain't always I will. I will have police at your house. See, I'm not from that generation, those younger generation talking about we don't call the law. Yes, we do, because sometimes the law gonna do what I can. Because if I do what I want to do, then I'm gonna be gone on vacation for a minute. I ain't trying to leave them not like that. But you and don't you come, but I'm not tolerating. Don't come to me telling me how to. Because you're a man. You ain't a woman. You ain't never been a woman. So first of all, don't try to tell me how to be a woman. You how to be a mother. Have you ever been a mother? If you've not, don't try to tell me you know what you've seen from your mother. But don't come telling me we can chat, we can chop it, we can chat. I don't like this or that, and the other. Okay, we can talk about it. I'm open for dialogue, but and I'm open with the kids. You my kid, even if you ain't my kid, you at my house all the time. The same rules go for you as they go for my own. If you at my house all the time, but you decide you want to show out, you will get dealt with at my house. If and I believe all parents think, oh, the world, the sun revolves around their baby. But your baby can get a whooping too, or your baby don't have to be here. It's your call. I really don't care. Be it a niece, a friend, a cousin. That's just it. But I want and anybody and everybody, but you gotta know people. You gotta know them. You gotta feel them. No, they can't go over to everybody's house. I don't know what they got going on at their house. I got girls, but that's the same thing. I was shocked when I realized a lot of the guys that I know, different things that they done been through and dealt with at other people's house there. And I'm like, no, that shouldn't have been going on. Or, no, I ain't, no, And there's rules, and the same rules that I have for mine. Anybody coming in my house have to have the same rules. And if I have to put my hands on you, you're gonna know why. It ain't just for GP. It ain't just to be mean, whatever. I done told you, we done talked about it, and now I done laid down the rules. See, I think everybody work, but if you know the rules and what your boundaries are, you know how to stay within them. Then you cross that line. First time you might get talked to. The second time you might get talked to. When it seems like that ain't working, then the third time you might get some corporal punishment. And if that's what gets your attention, that's what it will be. That ain't the all in all. But I'm 100% with you, and it's kind of jacked up because single mothers raising boys, they don't water them down so bad. It's not a lot that you run into that you would be like, I'm okay just being my daughter's dude or her husband or whatever. I'm not cool with it because they done sugarcoated it, and it's like, man. I ain't, it's far and few, but I'm not going to tell them to dumb me down because just like I listened to a story about my great grandmother. They moved up here. Her husband did real good for a black man back in the 40s and 30s. Bottom line, though, he didn't teach her nothing. So when he died, she didn't know how to maintain nothing. So they go from sugar to shit real fast because she was not taught. Hold on. You with somebody, we ain't all going to just jump out the gate. Every man ain't jumping out the gate and need to and can have the role of being the king of the household. That's a growth thing, because a lot of them come from, if you didn't see it nowhere, how you know to be it? So it's a growing period. You surround yourself around people who are like what you want to be. Talk to him, ask questions, this, that. But when y'all get to that level, that's good, well, and fine. And it's fine for him to take on and say, I am the king. This is my castle. I run my castle like this, that, that, and the other. And I take care of this, that, that, and the other. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's great. But you teach her, because in case you're not here, we never know who's checking out first. I ain't here. I don't want her to not know what to do or set her up so she can be um, manipulated by everybody around her. I want her to be able to stand on my own. Cry, let it out, but stand on your own. Tell people, no, nah, never mind. I'm good. I don't need you doing this, because he taught me. Even though I didn't have to do it, he taught me. He showed me. We talked about it. He told me. But it is, and I'm with you. It is. We got to do better. We got to do better all around the board. But having this kind of dialogue is where it starts. Looking at these younger generations. Ooh, baby. And sometimes it's tough.
See,
Ooh.
everything you said is holistically all the way true. For past women.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my comment in there because
Go ahead.
um okay, so let me get mine in there. I'm going all the way back to when we were talking about the courts and you were saying that they were basically a lot of the guys are scared or fear it or whatever. And I know one other word that they used was they don't want to go is because of women's rights. They felt like the courts always favored the woman when it came to situations like that, or the laws. Hey Jerry, thanks for coming in. Um, or the laws when it came to that, and then so I do see what you're saying, but I disagree because I know situations with they don't only favor the law when it comes to that, because if you have a man that's basically taking care of his child and he takes the woman down for child support, she's in jail more than anybody. People don't see that. I've seen it. I have a cousin that had to deal with that. So he took he didn't really want her to be locked up, but if she wasn't doing what she was supposed to do, if she wasn't paying her child support, she got locked up all the time. So that I wouldn't actually say they sit up there and favor women, and I feel like men should actually step up and take care of their business when it comes to that for situations that do take place, as in that. So that's one I wanted to sit up there and say. And then going back to what you were saying um with mothers and women raising boys, I agree with that totally. Um Women cannot raise a man at the end of the day. We cannot raise a man, but if you're a single parent, you don't have a choice but to raise them. Hopefully you have other people around them. Hopefully you have other men around them that will guide them in the right direction, without even if their father is not in their lives. Keep people around them that's positive, someone that's going to lead them in the right way they need to go. um, I was a single mother due to reasons out of my control, but I've also kept my boys around people. They had uncles, they had cousins, they had even church family, so they had people around them that could guide them in the right direction. So it wasn't only me trying to raise my boys, and I wasn't trying to raise them emotionally. Even though I did raise my boys, I also raised them to learn how to cook for themselves, because I told them, you probably get a woman that don't know how to cook. I need you to learn how to cook. I need you to sit up there and learn how to go out here and do this. I need you to learn how to do that. Yes, go out there. Now my girls are a little bit different. That's a little bit different story. I'm trying to work on them. But still at the end of the day, I had boys. I was never one to sit up there and say, oh, my boys, my boys. No. I decided, my mother was single. She had us. She was a single mother. As a child, my mindset was, oh, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna be single like her. That was my mindset as a child. As I got older, I said, no, I want a husband, I want a family, I want this, I want that. That's what I did. I wanted one father for my kids. That's what I did. That was my goal. I set out to do that goal. And like I said, such situations came about, and it is what it is. But they still pretty good kids, and hopefully, I pray that they still surround themselves with good men and make it out here. So that's all I wanted to add with that. Women need to do better. I want to go through some of the comments because we do have a few comments real quick before we move on. Hold on. I got to go back up.
Lifestyle with Eric was hitting them up.
Yeah, he was. Let me see. I agree. That sounds like a plan. We just need to get more mothers. I mean, we do. We need to get more women on board. And like he said, and like she set a blueprint out for her girls. Women need that blueprint so they would know. A lot of them failed that. Me and my best friend was just talking today, and she said our generation basically failed our kids. And I totally agree with that. And like I told her, I said, well, some of them, like I told her, I said, the 80s babies were basically crack babies. So their parents really wasn't there to raise them. They were raised by TV. They were raised by the streets. So a lot of that took place. I said, even the ones that wasn't, we basically gave our kids stuff that we didn't have, and that messed them up as well. So I can say I could take a blame for this generation and how our kids is. I'm not saying that I give them anything or I'm even trying to be their friend, because my kids know when it comes to school, I don't play that. Or when it comes to certain situations in life, I don't play that. So, but I can't agree with that. And it needs to be a change. It needs to start from somewhere where we can get everybody back on the same board. But then again, it comes to, you have a lot of Blacks that are divorcing. Their kids are dealing with that. Or it's a toxic household. Their kids are dealing with that. So it's also a lot that also comes into play with all of this. And the kids see this, and it needs to be a change. It needs to start from something. So I agree with that. Different baby mamas, several different personalities. That's true. I mean, that's life though, Eric. We can't change that. It's also who you picked.
That's it.
And you wanted to deal with. So all women have different personalities at the end of the day. So if you were you thinking like, hey, this is what I want, or were you thinking with the other head? So it's up to you on what the situation may have been. Let me see. Mothers aren't used to that. No, a lot of mothers aren't used to that. And I would even say, when you said back then, a lot of the mothers spoiled their sons back then. And I could be a true witness to that too, where some of the men are not men. They still rely on the women to take care of them. So I've seen that from older generations. So I also see that as well. So I disagree with that one. Single mothers now make boys super emotional. I mean, they single mothers and they going off of their emotion. They see that. I could agree with that, because they see what their mother's going through. If they're fussing, whatever, they making them emotional. Now, I still don't think they need to be playing with guns or have guns. It's just this total generation period. Total generation just sucks. Being a man, being in child support system over 30 years, I can say yes. To each his own. Like I said, I don't think they all just favor women. I feel like I've seen it both ways. I don't think they just favor women. Do y'all think they do? Y'all think they favor women?
I'm gonna word it like this. I'm gonna start by saying when I put myself on child support, I filled out the paperwork. When we went down there for them to calculate it, and I told her before we go in there, if you lie, I swear to God, I'm going to jail. And I don't put my hands on them, but at that moment, I was anxiety was high, and I'm starting it off like this for a reason. We sat at that table, and that man said, "Has he been there for your child in the last whatever months?" She said, "Yes." He said, "Are you sure?" She looked. I looked at her. I looked at them chains, and she looked at me. She said, "Yes." I started off by saying, yes, it's true that a man can get his rights and all that, but they are harder on a man to prove that he's been being a good father than they are a woman proving that she's been a good mother. So a man, most men, if you ask them right now, you ask 10 men that's on child support, do they feel confident that if they baby mama and living up to whatever she's doing? Because I know women that work at CPS who will tell you that a woman can be cracked out, methed out, doing this, and they still won't take the kids and give them to the father. It's you have to prove so much on the woman says she's not fit to be a mother. Now again, child support agreement. I had to give my baby mom permission to move out of the city with my daughter. But the point I'm trying to make is you got to cross every T and dot every I, hit every checklist, save every receipt. And that's not even really natural. If you're a real father, you don't care about those things. You're doing your job, God gonna bless you, and that's it. Now, because of the system and how we live, yeah, you might feel like you might need to save a receipt here and there, maybe take a picture here and there, but you shouldn't even have to do that. You should be able to go to court, tell the truth. Why is it the woman doesn't have to prove prove anything? I guarantee you Lifestyles with Eric, you've been in there for 30 years. You can chime in on this. I appreciate it. But most men know, and that goes back to what they know they have to deal with, of course, from these horror stories. So I'll never say that they favor women to the extent of it's like, oh, it's no point. But I will say they favor women to the extent of it's not equal as far as what it says on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's like Jim Irsay getting a DUI and me getting a DUI. Jim Irsay got the money to have a limo and a driver wherever he go. He get a DUI, he get less than I get. He didn't have to prove nothing. He's just Jim Irsay. She's just a woman. Just because she's a woman, she's a mother and got the kids. That don't make it just she's a great mother and she's doing everything she's supposed to and doing right by him. But she don't have to prove that.
Yeah.
The courts are gonna say who got the child for the most time. That's it. Now, even with that, and I wanted to touch on both topics, but I forgot the other one you had touched on. Most, in my opinion, in society, women are looked down upon giving their child to the father in any situation. You probably ask any woman, they'll say he can have these kids. Ask her what percentage gives the kids to the fathers that want.
Right. Yeah, just 1%. That's it.
Really.
So come on, what are we really saying here? And that goes back to, matter of fact, I remember when you were talking about mothers looking for men to help raise their sons and help guide them, it will take a woman to humble herself. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. I personally believe women can be more prideful than men. They take pride in being a mother, being the best mother the world sees them as. You know how much it would take for a woman to humble herself to say she need help raising her son and trusting another man that she already don't trust me in?
It's a jacked up situation. It is a jacked up situation.
Most definitely. I agree with that.
To say, oh, I'm not doing so good financially right now. Can you take the kids so I get on my feet? And he's on his feet because she's worried about the world judging her and how the world's going to look at her. You got to remember, if your kids don't look clean, especially little girls, if they don't look cute when they with their mamas, the world looks at them as a bad mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because how you gonna come out the house looking like that and your kids look raggedy? Of course.
Even if the mother got a bonnet on and some sweats, but if the kids don't look decent, she's a bad mother by the world's view.
Yeah.
So I'm not just here biased on men just saying, boo, I'm hard on men as fathers because I done went through the test of fire and I'm still here and I love being a dad. But at the same time, we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. It's hard. It takes a real woman and a mother. It takes a real mother who loves and wants the best for her kids to humble herself to say, you know what? This is what's best for the child. Even if that's not what I want, this is what's best for the child.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I was married, had a job, taking care of the kids, my ex-wife had the choice to work. My baby mama still wouldn't let my daughter come live with me. She wouldn't even let her be in the wedding.
Yeah.
That's all emotion.
Yeah.
My baby mama had sickle cell. When I met her, she worked at Walgreens. Never worked again a day in her life after she got pregnant, basically.
Mm-hmm.
She got Social Security. We all know there ain't no income. I tell you right now, I never paid more than $84 a week in child support.
Yeah.
But I still took care of my child outside of that. So if I got a 2-parent household with one working or not, I think it's more suitable. And I got 3 kids by my ex-wife. I think it's a little more suitable for her to be around her siblings, live with me. And she eventually did come live with me as a teenager. But when I was trying to fight for it, we would call attorneys. My ex-wife did it on her own, and I didn't know. They all said, ain't no point.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take your money, but there's no point. I had to tell my daughter that. We had conversations about her having hard times at home, maybe wasn't nothing to eat, hadn't talked to my daddy in a couple of days, I'm like, Lauren, I didn't know. I didn't know. But do you think her mother was going to humble herself enough to say, you know what, Ralph? Hey, can you come get Lauren for a while? Or, you know what I'm saying? She wants to come live with you. Mm-mm.
Right. Unfortunately, you have some others out there that's like that. So, which is sad because I feel like we all need help. And it takes 2 to make the child. It takes 2 to raise them. So, and that's how I look at it. Okay. Sorry, Eric, if I took your comment the wrong way. Makita said most states favor women. Sad but true. A lot of women know that they use to their advantage. Yeah, that's true. A lot of states do. But in California, full custody, they still treated him as if he didn't have custody. See,
Wow.
that's crazy. That's crazy. California, they must favor women. Unfortunately, mom didn't do the exact way or order. She didn't. And you have some women that do sit there and lie about what you doing and what you ain't doing. But like he just said, it's all emotion.
Yeah.
Women act off of emotion and they want it their way. If they feel like they're hurt, they want to see you hurt. And that's just what it is.
You know what? A woman could be doing better than a man
Yeah,
in life and still just don't want to see him happy.
exactly. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
it's not, he's not with her.
It ain't even gotta be because he ain't with her. It's the fact she don't want to see him happy.
Yeah.
Look at that movie that came out that Tyler Perry just did with Taraji. Macaroni or something like that.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen it all the way through yet, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, and
Acrimony.
Yeah. And that's what I'm really getting at. If you know, and I keep hearing y'all say it's some women. We know it's some, but like you know what I'm about to say, Keita. I always when I have these conversations with people, acrimony. There it is. Thank you, Miss Love. I always tell people when having these discussions, the way men view it, and if I'm, chime in, fellas, give me a 1 if y'all agree. Anything over 50% is the majority. Men out here, we have to deal with the majority. We always know it's not all, we know it's some and all that, but when we have these conversations, that's how men look at it. We looking at, like we're saying, these scary stories we hear from our friends. We know in our head, whether we know it's right or wrong, we feel and we think that most of these women like that because we've been hearing this since the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So if my daddy went in my life, I'm an 80s baby. My sister father went in hers. They both live in the state. My father passed her daddy worked at Allison's. Neither one of them were fathers. My mother chose them. I'm a direct result of that. Mm-hmm. I'm a direct result of the party stuff, all that. Come to me being a father. Boom, went through what I went through as a baby daddy and an ex-husband. And everything we talking about, I'd have been through. But I did right by my kids, but I'm still catching HE double hockey sticks.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Both, well, I can't say my baby mama did better than me as far as like living and stuff, but she was more stable than me for a lot of years till I got married. Then after I left my ex-wife, she was still more stable than me. Because the one thing that's not discussed also is women get help naturally. Having a baby, falling on their face, hard times. They got the system, they got the family, they got the friends. My grandfather, when I left my ex-wife, I didn't know my grandfather helped pay rent one time. I was paying rent until, hey, you gotta get a job. I'm out here living in my car homeless. I can't keep doing this. Like, I've been, I left you, but yeah, I'm gonna need you to get on your feet. She told me that my grandfather helped pay rent. Ask most men how much help they get. They get a couch. But the man still has to deal with the woman. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. Being threatened. I'm going to take you to court. And then we go to court. He ain't been doing nothing. He can't. If he can't do for himself, he can't do for his child. But we don't get that time. We don't get that gap to heal, seek therapy, heal, get a job, save our money up. All you get is a couch from most people, and that's for a couple months. Women literally get food stamps, all the stuff they need, which take away from the taxpayers and the man. So not only, I used to tell my baby mom, I'm paying you 2 ways, 3 ways: Social Security, tax, food stamps, and child support. So again, if we're gonna talk about it, let's talk about it. Even with family structure, a woman who got a family, oh, she got a baby, the man gonna do for her, the women gonna do for her. What a man, uncle gonna say, boy, you better get it out the mud. It's your child, you better take care of it. But dang, I only make so much an hour. I don't know what to tell you. Better hustle, better do something, cut some grass. Don't nobody talk like that to a woman.
Well,
you know what they say? What they say? Go put him on child support.
Well,
go look that man. Go get that man.
In most cases, yeah. But
majority
will ever be grateful that I had my first at 17. My mother looked at me, it was right around Christmas. I had to go Christmas shopping. She looked at me and said, you don't get nothing, you got a baby. Everything go to this baby. But I am so grateful that she did, when I knew a lot of my friends who had that baby between 6 weeks and 6 months, they was pregnant again. You couldn't have paid me. My kids dang near 10 years apart. But like I said, with any, you could live down the street. If you at my household, I'm trying to pour into you some positive things you might not have every day. Some days we will have chicken backs and beans. Okay, we're gonna make it go around. Anybody come over, they hungry, they can eat that way. But even as a girl, now I get up and go to work every day. Everybody in this house, all you have to do is get up and go to school. That's what you have to do. You decide you want to get grown, you got to get grown. We ain't playing at it. You got to be it. I'm not going to make it super easy. You decided to have that baby like I did when I had mine. So I will help you long as you're doing something to help yourself. You on that bull, think I'm built-in babysitter every week when the Piccadilly's is popping. Wrong answer. No, that's not happening. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So I got you as long as you got yourself. You showing me that you putting forth for effort. You go to school for this. This ain't really what you want to do. Don't worry about that. You can change your mind. Make a move over here. I worked in the industry, and a lot of it is because we don't know. But there is actually that y'all generations want everything like microwave generate bam right now. There is programs that will help you, housing and everything. Yes, but you have to wait your turn. It's not just gonna be boom, boom, boom. You gotta wait your turn. You gotta think of what's your plan. What's your plan? While you waiting, you gotta do this so you can be able to at least pay something. But then rather who's paying it? You get I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. Hold it. It's not illegal. It's not gonna send me to jail. I ain't got no problem. We can cut some grass, we can do some cleaning in here, we can do to get what we need. But I'm like, hold it. I worked at a nursing home. That's fine. I didn't like it like that. I need to move on. I gotta go do something else. I could go do something else till I kept on evolving. That's why that was the one thing. You can do anything you want. You can do anything you want, period. If you decide you want to do this and then you want to change your mind, that's your right. Change your mind. Then you got to go that way, move sideways over there. Don't take nothing from nobody, and anything that sounds too good to be true, it is. Don't get it. I was managing low income apartments, and I would talk with my residents, and I'd be like, baby girl, Why are you dealing with this this kind of stuff? They come in here, you're gonna lose your crib, you're gonna catch a case and more than likely. Yeah, come on, you're gonna probably lose your kids. Is it worth it? But a lot of them, we gotta watch it. We gotta watch it as a whole because we have common sense. There's certain friends of ours or acquaintances that I'd be like, I wouldn't want them around my kids. They can't talk to my kids too long because they're full of that bull crap. And you gotta watch who they being talked to. I don't know. Older women sit there and say this, that, and the other, and I'd be like, nah, don't listen to a dang on thing she says. She's talking crazy. You get it on your own. That way you ain't sitting there here waiting, or you ask somebody for $5 and they talking about how high can you jump now. That's when the fight gonna start. I don't ask them. Get it if it's okay to not have. It's okay to not have. It's okay. I would really like this week. I can't have it. I gotta wait till next week when I get paid. Next week check gonna pay rent and bill. But we have to lay down the foundation. And even for the ones that didn't have, I had kids that were breaking their neck, catch me on Friday, come and pick it up my daughter. They want to go with me. Dang, every week. It's rules over here. You don't get to do like you do at home. I know. They wanted that. They wanted that structure.
Mm-hmm. A lot of them don't get it and they need it. Yeah.
I'm like, dang, they keep on wanting to come over. Okay, well, okay. I'd rather you be here with me than out here, and who knows what you might get caught up in doing. It is, but at the same time, I'm not pointing fingers at the mothers or the fathers, because they don't. But the thing is, when you know better, you got to start doing better and not making excuses. I don't have no problem. I will sit down and talk to people. We go left talking about everything under the sun, iron sharpen iron. If you ask me, well, do you think this or how that's going to turn out? Give me a minute. I got to sit here. If you do this, that, and the other, what? And I'm with you. Society, but we got to stop letting all that dictate to us. Because society will look at a woman really, really bad. We got 5 kids. You're doing pretty good with yourself. You and your whatever. Just say we ain't together. Your new wife and y'all doing great. I need a minute to step back and get myself together. Look, take them. I will give you temporary custody. Give me a year to get myself together. Then from that point, we can work together. I'm one that will advocate out the gate. If you know it's your baby, go in.
Yeah.
Get the DNA test, and then you go in. We want joint custody.
It has to be, it has to be a solution. That's what I talked about last night. It has to, go for joint custody,
No, almost when we worked at Carrier, wait a minute, we worked at Carrier, and these was guys younger than me. And I'm like, they're getting a divorce. But that was the one thing that almost all them white boys just working a regular old factory job, they was going for joint custody on their kids. And I'm like, that's the difference.
Thanks for coming in, Reality Checks. Yeah, go back and check it out.
I meant to say this. I'm happy I said that. When I filed my paperwork, that's what I filed. But guess what happened? When we signed it, now before I go any further, I always take accountability. Since I told them what I wanted, I assumed that's what was on the paper. I skimmed it or whatever. I signed it, she signed it. It gave her custodial parenthood, and I'm the one that filed. So when we talk about the court system, and like I told you what that man said, going back to Lifestyles with Eric, they do, and I'm speaking from my daughter just turned 18, dropped off at college. She turned 19 November 4th. So we're talking 19 years ago. I can only speak on that. I can't speak what's going on in the courts now because I ain't been in court in 19 years. But yes, they want. I mean, we know the bigger plot of it. I mean, I think what's understood ain't got to be said.
You got that, okay?
Tearing up the black household. I'll leave it there.
Right.
But as far as what the man, why he don't want to go down there, what he has to deal with, we talking all the aspects around it. We talked about the court, talked about how they did me wrong, how that man, whoever that was, got done wrong too. But then outside of that, with the women knowing that, let's say you did have a woman going there and be honest, he still got to deal with the court, and now he got to deal with the woman emotional aspect. Mm-hmm. Let's say she doing all right, he doing all right. But let's say the girlfriend, he look better than her, and ain't nobody doing greater than each other like that. But then she a woman, so how he dare he get a girl look better than me? We shouldn't have to deal with that. But we know as women and men, that's a possibility of something man got to deal with. And how's it gonna trickle down? What's the one weapon she can always use against a man, a good man? Them kids.
Yeah,
That's it. That's
that's
it.
it.
So I mean, it takes both parts. And now I want to say this again. I'm very hard on men because I went through the fire. I love being a father. When I was a kid, I didn't grow up saying I wanted to be a firefighter. One time I said thinking microbiologist, then I just want to be a dad. I want to have a whole bunch of kids and be a father. That's just me. So I have went through a lot of BS and just did what was right because my thing was the image I'm projecting to my kids. I didn't have a father. Had a grandfather, had some uncles. Nobody was consistent in my life. My grandfather, you could say, was my granddaddy, you know, but nobody taught me anything.
Mm-mm.
I had to learn everything on my own. Turned out pretty well. Graduated high school, went to Vincennes at 21, went to trade school, been working a job since 13. Hey, cool little resume, whatever. But when it comes to dealing with mothers, I wanted to be there for my kids no matter what. I wanted my daughters to know how a man's supposed to treat a woman no matter what.
Yeah,
I wanted my son to know, how to treat a woman. I grew up seeing abuse. They've never seen me be verbally abusive with their mother, be physical abusive with their mother. Now, with their mother, they might have seen from their mom or something, but that's what their mama got to deal with God and them about when they get older. I'm not saying it was easy either, but that's what kept me focused on being the best father I could be and dealing with a lot of stuff. Everybody ain't Ralph though. One thing I learned in therapy is everybody ain't Ralph.
That's
yeah,
it.
exactly.
So when I say I'm hard on men, I'm hard on them because I know what I went through. But I'm not even saying that's fair. That's just my perspective. Because I feel like, hey, if you love your kids enough, you're gonna do what you got to do. Whether it's read that paperwork, save every receipt. You know the woman that you're dealing with. You know what you got to do. You know what you can take. I just don't believe you ever giving up on that child.
Yeah,
That's just something I just can't do. Now, as far as flipping that coin and talking about the women, grow up. I really feel I have a saying that I came up with that I feel like women, once they get their period and start smelling themselves, they don't age from that, they don't mature from that age unless it's trauma. A child by choice growing up to be a mother, or they basically get tired. Men, on the other hand, is forced from responsibility, which again is by choice, or trauma. Think about that. Most women, when they had a period, no matter what age it is, because I had a young lady tell me one day, a man needs to learn how to speak to the child in a woman. I said, no, the heck I don't. You grown. I said, men, boys, even I give you one even deeper. Most boys don't get to be boys when getting raised by a single mother. When a little boy exerts himself as a man, whether it's through anger, dominance, say, I'm not gonna put up with this. You told me this was right. Speaking back, not even disrespectfully. You know what usually happens to a boy? It gets beat out of him. So growing up, he's taught him being a man can cause him pain. A little girl ain't held accountable for however she acts and her emotions. So she never has to mature. Because whether daddy pacifier, the world does.
Child, that makes you hit some deep stuff, and that do make it hard for us to deal with. A lot of these little girls, a lot of them, and I will be the first one to say, like I said, I've seen enough of them that uh I know would drive me just nuts. And I'm like, where do these kids come from? The time they hit puberty and they think the world owed them something, or they supposed to have their way on everything and this, that, and the other. They want this, uh, this, that, and the other. I'm like, where this come from? I'm still from old school. The extras that you got, you earn it. I give you nothing just because. Better yet, my youngest was going to college. And one of my friends said, I know y'all gonna give her this, that, and the other. And I'm like, why? Why? Well, you working here and he working there and this, that, and that. But why? She going to school getting good grades because that's what she's supposed to do to take her to the next level. It's not for me. Hopefully this is going to get her the job that she wants, where she comes in above a lot of, say, the regular in pay.
Entry level.
But it's not for me, it's for her. But I'm not
Okay.
bending over backwards going to work. I don't care if I'm an empty nester now, to make sure that some grown ass kids have what they want. I owe you nothing. I owe you nothing. And let's understand this. You come to me talking about, can I loan you, mama? Can you get, yeah, but I want my money back on Wednesday, Thursday, whatever the payday. Don't have it back. We ain't got no problem. You just can't ask me no more. It ain't personal. It just is what it is. You spin me around the block like when you come back to me, you might ask me because now you really need it because the mortgage is due or the light bill, and you work from home and you done messed around and nigga. Oh yeah, take it from what you owe me, baby. I love you. I still love you. But nah, no. Or you running off, you can spend money on, and you really ain't got it. You got the light bill due, but you want your nails and your toes done and your weave done for a concert that you didn't pay money to go see, and you ain't got this done, baby. Priorities is wrong. Wrong.
I got a question for you, Miss Natalie and Miss Keita. What do you do with the woman who brags about having her own house, having her own car, don't need a man for nothing, when that's just being a responsible adult? Why?
Yeah, it is.
No, that's not the question I'm asking. The question I'm asking is, if that's what you're just supposed to have, just being an adult, why is it women brag on that when a man ain't gonna sit up here and say, I got my own house, I got my own car?
But we're gonna save this. We're gonna save this for another
Yeah.
topic. We're gonna save that one. We're gonna save that one.
She triggered my brain on that one. She got.
I do plan on having you back on the show, so make sure you write that one down.
I should. That one I ain't gonna forget.
Yeah. Okay. So we've been on here a little past time. I didn't really get to the second question.
What was
I do plan on having you back on the show again because as we were talking, another topic popped up in my head. So.
Well, I want to know that question. What's that question?
So it was just about child support. Should it come on a card that only pays for things?
I want you ain't got time because I do want to touch on that.
I only got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about this when I went back and looked at the tape or the footage. I think if it goes on a card, just like a food stamp card, it should be attached to a checklist. Hey, if you're gonna let the government get in your business, go down and say this is what they cannot use it for. Just to be keeping it.
I think no, I don't think.
Just keeping it. If people want to, if guys or whatever, whoever want to think that's okay, and I'm not saying I'm against it or for it, but if that's gonna be the case, yeah, you should put on there items strictly for kids. I mean, you break it down to pencils, pens, paper, But now, and here's the thing: I'm not against. Once you give a woman that money, it's up to her to be responsible to use it what's best for the house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I feel. I never cared about my child support money. Here, take it. Need some more. When I got married, I told my ex-wife, if she needed it and I got it, she gets it. That's what it is. Period.
Yeah.
So I'm not just saying, I'm not one of the men. She used it for nails. I don't care about all that. Once I give her that money, and if you ain't doing right with the money, send my kid with me. Period. That's just me. But if we're gonna put it on the card, have a checklist. Just like an HSA card, you cannot purchase that. Do her due diligence, study with the paperwork, see what she can use it for.
Yeah. I think it do come on the card nowadays anyway, but I think they could pretty much use it for whatever.
I mean, you can't even purchase hot food with a food stamp card. So I mean,
Right.
with child support, you can set it up to where she can't go get no fake eyelashes with the child support card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, if we're going to set it up with the government dictate things, have that checklist. School time come around, book bags, pencils, paper all year round, school uniforms, food. Hey, I'm with food being on there. Kids got to eat, but she shouldn't be able to take that card. And like I said, vacation. Better save up your own money. I'm just saying, if we're going to go put it on a card and dictate it.
Shoot, I just think it depends on how much it is anyway, because some people don't even get that much in child support. So if you're only getting $50-something or less in child support a week, You really ain't getting much anyway. You better go buy some food and call it a day.
But some don't. They go get a half ounce of weed and call it a day.
Yeah, that's true.
they'll go get some yaki weed, you know, so they can go out to the club Friday and drink for free.
Mm-hmm.
My grandma got the kids. Miss Natalie, you had the kids.
That ain't that. No,
and they lied and said they ain't had no babysitting money for you.
baby.
Okay.
They
I
spent
will
it on.
be that one. You be saying, "Who grandma come up in the club, baby? I'm up in the club." Come on.
You don't went
You
up and
ain't
picked
drive.
them.
You wrong with Lele. I'm about to look at Lele. Stay out the way. Come on. You got to go. But yo, that right there, I just need to just get this in. I know we running low. No, I mean, because it depends on the person. If you take care of the kids, any and everything that mine needed, they had it. They had it beforehand. My child support was so sporadic. So if it came, oh, I was glad that it came. Heck, my child was 40. I was still getting back child support. Since she talking about, Mama, you owe me that. Girl, you better go on somewhere. Everything you had, everything you needed, and then some you had. So this little check on here, I forgot was on there. I'm about to go down here to Country Kitchen, give me a dinner. If I at Ling House of Nails and want to get an overlay, let me go and get that overlay. I paid it in this son. I paid it in this son. You had more than what this little $21 could have ever bought for you. You was not lacking. And that's just it. We ain't waiting. That is maybe one of the things. You know, with raising, but it shouldn't be a thing as raising independent girls, independent kids. You know, these boys gotta, you know, and it ain't their fault. It ain't their fault. But you know, that's for another day.
That's for another day. Even
Yeah,
since
I'm
you brought
pulling it
that
in.
up, talking about back support, I think I'm gonna use that as a topic too. I would like to talk about that.
Back support.
Back child support, yeah, because you know a lot of them do still pay back child support, even though their kids are super grown. A lot of them are still paying back support. So I want to use that as a topic too. So this ends our live today, everyone. Thanks for coming in, Ralph. Thanks again, Natalie. It was a great topic again. I thank you for your opinion. Thank you for coming in for a man's perspective. I appreciate everyone that left a comment, that had something to say. If you did come in, please like the video, share the video out, subscribe if you have not subscribed to the channel. If y'all know people, you know, bring them in so they can subscribe to the channel. We need some more people.
Yeah,
And thanks for everybody comments. I think a lot of them probably pretty much done left, right, and right about now. But thanks again. We will be inviting Mr. Ralph out again. It was good talking to him. And Natalie, as always. So tune in next Tuesday. I will be talking to see what I think I kind of know what our next topic gonna be, but I'll see. I'll see if Mr. Ralph's available. If he's not, we will save it for when he is. Or if anyone would like to come on the show, please do. If you catch the video later, you can still able to leave a comment. We could go back through it. Thanks again. Happy Tuesday. Y'all enjoy your night. Have a good evening.
All righty. Out.
Good night.
Good night.